please help me in welcoming to the stage, Maher.
I hope that we'll have you back on soon with more breakdowns just like this one.
Listings, which we're all used to, their goal is to give you that singular answer, right? That's what they're trying to do.
Your security modeling is really what's going to be the competitive advantage then.
It's going to be absolutely critical, but lest we forget, these are for-profit companies, and I would call a lot of these big tech, and we know how big tech operates. If you give them an inch, they will bulldoze for mile after mile and after mile, and if you try to rein them in, they'll just pay the fine for bulldozing and keep moving forward. So I think for some of these companies, this deregulatory environment that's created, there will be a lot of good, and I think hopefully more good than bad, especially with more narrow-focused companies that are really focused on health. But when you look at the business models of the Auras, of the Whoops, I mean, there's a reason they gamify their system. There's a reason there's a Whoop age, and you can play it to try to become younger.
So Matt, we'll start off with you. Really, what is the gap that we're seeing between fundamentals and this market reaction? Tell you about what investors are really focused on right now.
Yeah, I would say, Jenny, it's the best of times and it's the worst of times. Adobe's fundamentals are really strong. They beat expectations with $6.4 billion in revenue. The CEO mentioned they've surpassed 850 million monthly active users. That is a big number. On the left side, you do have Claude Code from Anthropic. I think we saw that wipe off $1 trillion of market cap about a month ago when we thought software was dead. I think that's actually a red herring. I don't think someone in a basement is going to vibe code a software that's as powerful as Adobe that has been around for 40 years with tens of thousands of amazing engineers.
Kicking this off, I feel like anytime there's AI in a panel name, it's like you kind of roll your eyes. It's like, what are we going to talk about? I do believe there's a large delta between the aspiration of AI and then the action of AI. And I feel like a lot of panels and speeches live on that aspiration of what the world could be 5-10 years from now. But the action is really the most exciting part. The use case is like how it affects businesses. There was one, I won't name the client, but we were looking at a TikTok campaign, and for ads, the average view time of a TikTok video is 3.3 seconds. And we had a campaign that was like a 4.1 second. It was like success, 4.1 seconds from our 3-minute brand film. Michael, I want to come to you. So obviously you work a ton, as I do, in luxury, and that is a very unique industry to essentially work in. You work with Dior, LVMH, Rimowa, Sephora, and luxury, it's exclusivity, it's high touch. It almost feels like it's at odds with what AI automation is. So the question for you is, how does Chat Labs, how do you ensure kind of AI-driven personalization maintains that benchmark or barometer of exclusivity that luxury clients want and not feel mass market?
A fellow Consortium Lab member, McKinsey, had a great report that showed in the construction world, they lose about $1.7 trillion every year due to inefficiencies. So, we asked that question, what if we could improve safety while handling efficiency? And we worked with the Boston Dynamics team to custom create a spot robot that not only could give us real-time answers on the site of what's actually happening, but also help mitigate risk and injuries, which happen all too often on construction sites.
Perplexity, this Buy With Pro. So you're searching for skincare, you're searching for a product. It goes to Amazon, it goes to Walmart, goes all over the internet, and it brings you back that perfectly combined, amalgamated, full funnel marketing. Here's everything about the product, here's what everyone says, and with one click, you can buy it. Now, the technical side of that, a headless browser is going to Sephora.com, it's putting in your information, it's getting through the CAPTCHA, and then it's buying it on your behalf. You never have to leave the search browser.
Well, that's all the time that we have for the M7 Innovation Brief. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next week.